I was trying to think of alternate lyrics for Cody Rhodes' song, because
I don't know the real
Do you know
lyrics.
that? Yeah, adrenaline in my soul, cheeky toe right up the hole. And hello and welcome to night 2 of WrestleMania XL. It's OSW Review, the old school wrestling video podcast filmed in glorious grapple vision and encoded with blast processing. We chronologically critique wrestling storylines pay-per-view by pay-per-view. Move over, Grand Metalik. It's your Grand Metallicus, the master of puppets, Jay Hunter. Who's up beside him? He loads his reload. It's V1.
That's the correct.
And here comes a new but the same challenger. His lifestyle determines his death style. Saint Anger himself, Matt McBustles.
I just like Saint Anger. It's neat. Leave it alone.
Matt is there with the potato. Thanks for all your fantastic feedback for night 1. Hope you are gearing up for night 2. Shout out Peter Majusi, who does the music for the Gunners. They're always playing wrestling songs when they come out for a second half. He's a massive wrestling fan. Like Arsenal versus Bayern, they came out to Cody's song. And a bit of OSW acceptable in the 80s.
Yeah.
Nice. Ah, Sláinte mate.
Yeah, party as well. I think he'll make a big difference when he comes on.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for the party though.
Oh, Young Bash comes off, and Lalana is...
Without further ado, let's kick off night 2 of WrestleMania!
Our inaugural contest for WrestleMania Night 2 is Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins, the champion for his World Championship. Drew McIntyre, social media masterclass, super hot right now in wrestling. So hot right now. This all stems from CM Punk tearing his triceps at the Royal Rumble, meaning he'll miss WrestleMania. A shame for both him and WWE, obviously, who brought him in November for WrestleMania 40. Drew's taken this chicken shit and turned it into chicken salad, hating Punk, saying, I prayed for this.
It's great stuff.
I prayed for this and it happened.
And just blitzing, trolling us and Punk for the past 2 months. I'll just go through a few of my favourite posts from him. His main one was shopping his head into the posing in front of the graveyard with the fingers, and he put Punk's WrestleMania main event on it. Very good. But like LA Knight was calling him, hey, old timer. You're calling him an old timer. And he responded by like the Wikipedia entry showing that he's 2 years younger than him. Checkmate. Speaking of checkmate, Seth, he was feuding with Roman, Rock, and Drew. So he posted a Simpsons meme of Bart getting checkmated quickly. Like, checkmate, checkmate, checkmate.
That was a great one.
He showed up at Mindy's Bakery for a muffin.
On a Monday, although
yes.
Punk did say that they were closed on a Monday. You know what I mean?
Is that between his like munching and tirade? Learn
Work with fucking children.
Learn.
Lynn. The Toblerone.
Yes. Drove to Dundee in his bare feet.
Never had anybody walk out before.
Yes, I think the atmosphere has turned rather sour.
And oh my god, TNA be praised, cutting a promo at the Aces and Eights fucking church.
Yes. Oh my god, I was watching that and I was getting flashbacks of once an asshole.
Always an asshole.
Asshole. Mr.
White
Anderson. Yeah.
It, like, I don't know if it's the Aces and Eights church, but it is a very similar church. Like, the setup is exactly the same.
Yeah.
And he also went viral by posting just a bored at work, lol.
Yeah, that was legendary. And then when the match finishes, he does a follow-up tweet, which I guess we'll get into in a bit.
Okay, a long-term build.
Killed it. Killed it.
Entrances, Drew Mac out first with Roddy Piper's theme. By the way, check out his gear. The day before, he tweeted out, UPS lost his gear. CM Punk, can I borrow yours? You won't need it.
That's great. He's great. He's sharp, isn't he?
But his gear was legit lost. His seamstress, Mandy Baker, left during WrestleMania Saturday and stayed up till 6 a.m. making Drew new gear.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Great stuff.
Wouldn't you have like more backups just in case?
Yeah, especially if like X-Pac shits in it, do you know?
Or Randy Orton.
Yeah.
It's always a threat.
Seth Rollins comes out with his big Mardi Gras type entrance.
What was this?
You know, because he has his whopping, preposterous get-up. And I was like, you just blend in with these things.
You just become one of the many.
Yeah.
I was watching it going, I was like, is this Adam Rose's Rosebuds again? Imagine if they had Becky hidden as one of these.
They could actually.
And like Braun or
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? It'd be an awesome callback.
It's party time! Get in!
We mentioned it on night one, but I adore the shallow depth of field Steadicam shot they do for the introductions with the blurred background, filmed in 8K. And yeah, like we're in a cutscene. Top stuff, Lee fitting.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the 58th time in WrestleMania, World Championship, Claymore out of the box by McIntyre, and Rollins kicks it too!
Insta Claymore. Whoa, only gets a 2. I got it like a heart and mouth. Like, do you remember when Shamo hit Daniel Bryan with the bro kick straight away at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I was like, but I don't actually want that to happen. You talk too much as they show replays. Let's just zoom in on Seth and Drew and they're just having a big chat. Story of the match is Rollins is hugely banged up and his knee is still injured, but is also a crafty world-class wrestler versus the fresher but incensed McIntyre. The Scotsman's big sticking point is wrestling and winning the title in front of no one. He wants his moment in the sun in front of fans. The kicker being he's preoccupied with CM Punk as that's who he wants to fight and beat, and he is at ringside doing commentary.
You hear them? I see you. Do you hear them? Went for the future shot. Seth Rollins able to take advantage of McIntyre screaming at Punk, looking for a pedigree out here on the floor, but again, Rollins' knee buckling.
Drew fights an almost perfect match, hitting Claymore kick after Claymore kick, future shock and big moves, but Seth won't stay down. Rollins hits a curb stomp on the table, which doesn't buckle. Bit of maybe Japanese wood there. Gets caught with a Claymore and another. 1, 2, 3. And Drew McIntyre wins in a svelte 10.5 minutes.
Claymore! Right off the face! Cover again on Rollins! McIntyre has won the World Heavyweight Championship!
Here is your winner!
I thought this was an exciting opener. It was a sprint, but it was a 10-minute sprint and it felt like 2 or 3. Seth Rollins, I do think he's the best worker in WWE, and I think he's been the best worker in WWE for the last 7 or 8 years. It's just a shame his character is fucking shit. you know?
I already got
it
him
out,
followed.
mate.
You already
Come
got
on.
him followed, Steve.
Sort it out, Seth. Jesus, but he's such a phenomenal professional wrestler, and Drew is awesome as well. Yeah, this was great.
Yeah, it's surprising because this entire match was just Drew slamming the L1 button on the controller over and over and over again until he won. But yeah, it was somehow still strangely effective. Like, was Seth really injured or was it just kayfabe?
No, he tore his knee up really bad as a full MCL and partial meniscus in January.
Damn.
And it's I can come back and do a match or, a weekend and then I got to go back in rehab.
Okay.
Do you know?
I think his injury was very, very much a case of if this happened post-Mania, he would have had to come out and cut a promo and say, I'm sorry, I'm hurt and, I've got to give up the belt. But the fact that he could
and I
hold
work with
out,
fucking children.
rest for a few months and have his one match, two matches, it was great. Super worker, man.
Yeah. Post-match, Seth mouths to him, that belt, you fucking earned that belt.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Really, really like that. That's love and that's respect.
Yeah, and I think you can see Drew says to Seth, you're the fucking man here. So yeah, just, you can tell that the two of them absolutely, love each other.
Yeah, respect
Brothers.
each other. Yeah. Brothers. The right choice, more intrigue with the new top heel, Seth, ruling the roost for 316 days.
Well, my hat goes off to the champ. I'm not going to tell him he's going to keep it warm for me because I don't know what the future holds.
Post-match, Drew trash talk. We're not done with the segment. Drew trash talks Punk, who had no physical involvement or big story in the bout. It was just Drew attempting a GTS and general mockery. The Scot gets up in his grill. Punk sweeps his leg, and Damian Priest cashes in his money in the bank. 8 seconds, and Drew, he's lost the belt. They couldn't give him a night with the belt. 20-year vet, finally a worthy champion, in front of an audience, the biggest audience. Just swept away for a cunting mid-carner.
Priest has won the world title! Priest has won the world title!
A big Backlund jobbing to Diesel vibes here.
I didn't
Sweep
get
the
that
run.
at all.
No, for me,
Yeah.
my heart.
I just
You could do a slow motion.
you can find the exact moment
Yeah.
it broke.
I was so sad about this. Do you like Damo?
I think Damian Priest has a great look, awesome voice, great presence. He's a good worker. I think that the Money in the Bank gimmick needed this. It needed a big cash in because I feel it's gotten a bit shit over the years. But I think he'll be champion and he'll have a fine run and he'll lose it in a few months. But I think the most important thing here is that this feeds into Drew versus Punk. Drew has hated Punk for months, and it ate him alive that he didn't get his chance to beat Punk, and he celebrated like a fucking bellend right in front of Punk, and that's what cost him. It wasn't that Damian Priest is better or anything, it was him being a dick, but you know that because he's a heel, he won't see that it was his own fault, and he's going to blame Punk. There's going to be great promos, and when they finally have a match, it's going to be fantastic. Hopefully in Scotland.
I agree with you, except that I would rather it be for the belt as well. Damo, is he going to take on Yeet, in a shit opener? Do you know what I mean?
Actually, yes. I do think that Drew could win the belt back at Clash of the Castle in Scotland, and then they could save the big match with Punk for later on,
Because he'd be babyface at that event. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. Matt, what do you reckon?
I didn't
8 seconds.
I didn't think it hurt Drew that much because it's, this particular belt, it's like, it's more intriguing just Drew versus Punk anyway. So Damian, though, even though he's a big guy and like there's something about him where it's like, I don't believe you're a big meanie. I think he's a really nice guy in real life. It's kind of like they dress him up to be a bit more evil-y and it's like, it just doesn't come off as authentic as it could on somebody else. It's a big Kevin vampire dude vibes off this guy where it's like, just the Judgment Day in general. Like, I don't believe that Finn Balor is in this group. Like, ever since its inception, I'm just like, I never feel like he fits. Like, oh, because he dressed like a demon a couple of times, I guess. Like, Ripley's great, Dom is great in their roles, but Damian and Finn and the other one, JB.
McDonough, yeah.
Whatever you say. And like Steve said, like someone has to actually win when they cash in, because I feel like also that it's been a long time since that's happened. And I thought it was okay, but I totally get what Jay says about Drew not really getting at least a night or week with the belt if you're going to do like a cash in as well. So I can kind of see both sides of it.
Yeah, that's all I want. 8 days. Not the Raw after Mania, but the Raw afterwards. That's fine. So I am on the side of Drew's family, who got up and left after that match, and they took a picture of himself flipping off WrestleMania.
That's great.
Yeah. Oh, one thing the Cultaholic lads pointed out, Drew, no one's ever paid to see Drew defend a world title. As two-time TNA champ, it's free in the Impact Zone. His first WWE title reign, it was during the COVID era, so there was no audience. Now winning and losing at WrestleMania 40, people were already in, so no one's paid to see him defend the belt. So Drew, he's never drawn a dime. Shit.
That's good. That's good. Also, he technically hasn't re-signed his contract, so you don't want to give him that level of leverage.
So anyway, he ended up staying. Anyway, he's gone to New Japan.
TNA.
He's gone to TNA.
Yeah.
Him and Moose Knuckle. Like, it is kind of embarrassing, Drew, having the world title for just 5 minutes 45 seconds, but there's others with much shorter reigns. Most famous among them, Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9, 2 minutes 20. Seth himself, 2 minutes, beat Reigns for the belt, but Dean cashed in his Money in the Bank. Andre the Giant, 1 minute 45, beating Hogan using a heel twin Hebner ref and immediately relinquishing it to the $1 Million Man, which sets up with the WrestleMania 4 tournament. You can watch your OSW on it. And number 1, Brown Jewel, Wooden Spoon Big Show, 45 seconds at TLC 2011. He knocked out Mark Henry with his punch, won the World Heavyweight title. Mizar clapped him back using a chair, and Daniel Bryan cashed in his Money in the Bank.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Don't remember the Big Show's big baby reign. Unbelievable.
A lengthy reign.
There we go, 45 seconds.
There we go.
There we
Okay.
go.
Or nothing.
What do you mean? Yes. Anything else on that?
No, I think this might be in my top 3 favorite Money in the Bank cash-ins. Edge being number 1 because it was the first time it happened, and that genuinely elevated him to being a top guy. Number 2 was probably Seth when he cashed in at WrestleMania 31, and this would probably be my 3rd favorite cash-in.
I quite like Dolph Ziggler's cash in as well, because he really scrambled to beat Del Rio. It felt like frantic.
Yeah.
And because he was not a main event guy, and he's still not a main event guy, even when he got it. Like, so.
Bloodsport.
He didn't main event Bloodsport either. But that felt great. Like, that you were really pulling for him there. He did great there.
Cover! We got us a new world champion! A new champion! Dolph Ziggler has cashed in Money in the Bank!
Match number 3, because number 2 was the 8-second Money in the Bank cash-in, is the Philly Street Fight.
I do have to say, if you read out everyone that was in this match, it reads out like the greatest rap song ever. The Final Testament, Karrion Kross and Authors of Pain versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, featuring Snoop Dogg. It's just like the greatest collab ever.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry. This is Snoop Dogg's Gin and Juice's Philly Street Fight. That's the proper name. Biggest pop is seeing Bully Ray, and he had a belt.
Yeah. This is totally fucking up my Jocks Watch game here.
He's still at it, though.
Yes, he was.
It was cool to see ECW original Bobo Dudley and the other ECW original, Bobby Lashley. This match is here's as many distractions as possible to get through the bout. The Big M being the highlight.
40.
A leap and cannonball out to the Authors of Pain. Mental spot. Perfectly executed. And a frog splash through a table, and Bobo picks up the win.
That right there was hard. That was hard right there, baby.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, you raced through that one. I mean, no, it's fine, you know?
Are there any big spots that you're like, ugh?
Probably my favorite bit was Scarlett interferes. Scarlett. By the way, she looked amazing. Holy shit.
She was Marto.
B-Fab runs in, smashes her with a kick, okay? But then she lands so badly that she nearly like breaks her own back, and you can see her like, I was like, oh my God.
You'll feel that when you're 40.
But yeah, look, this was the one match that I was probably least looking forward to over the entire WrestleMania 2 shows. And I thought it was surprisingly fun. It was like a party match. It held the crowd. And I thought Snoop was hilarious. He's such a likable guy. Yeah, and he's such a fan.
Grandma, they in there on your table. Uh-oh. They didn't broke your table before it started. I told you, Grandma.
How come Damian Priest didn't cash in on Snoop Dogg for his title?
It's a nice belt, by the way, isn't it?
It is quite nice.
Yeah, it's lovely. He should do, because then he could say that now I have this belt and I'm the greatest rapper of all. But it's like, you know who is the greatest rapper of all time?
Who's on?
It's me. because I'm always spitting bars.
Hey.
Hey-oh.
I love it. That's too clever. Who's that from?
Meek Mill, probably.
Hey, there we go. Anything on that, Matt?
Yeah, my favorite bit was Snoop Dogg just being there. I have like, if you guys have seen, Snoop Dogg is an amazing commentator, because if you've seen his commentary on animal documentaries, they're amazing.
Oh, that sounds hilarious.
There's just a mongoose is like fighting an alligator, and he's like, "What's that? Yo, the mongoose is rolling up on that alligator. I ain't afraid of him."
That sounds amazing.
Ooh, can we get an ultimate splice here?
Yeah.
Oh, look like, oh my God, that's a crocodile. That's Wally Gator. Look how they stand up on their toes like, hey, cuz, we got to get up out of here, cuz, come on. There's about 12 of them, cuz, they didn't back the gator up. I ain't never seen a gator get punked by no mongooses. Retreat, yeah, retreat. Yeah, back up, fool. You deep.
Match number 4 is Slim Jim's LA La Night versus Edge Styles.
The battle of the TNA legends.
Yes.
Hey.
With Rudy Charles, former TNA referee.
Man, TNA is getting over.
Oh,
They're taking over. So Styles is expected to lose as Knight has a lot more to gain, and Styles, before Mania, was saying he's going to retire soon. Matt, would you be able to read this for us? I just have a quote from AJ Styles there. Could you do, where's he from?
Georgia.
Gainesville, Georgia. Yeah, can you give us a Gainesville, Georgia accent?
Oh, Jesus. I'm getting to that point where I'm worried about embarrassing myself. My brain says, we can do this. And my body's like, you're stupid. We cannot do this. We're hurting every day when we roll out of bed. At some point, this has to come to an end.
Okay, that's way too good.
That was really good.
Some of those inflections was actually AJ.
Yeah.
Hey, Bulldog here. What's the problem, little partner?
But hey, AJ's got a new theme, but he legs it to the ring, cutting that short, making it superfluous. Ding, ding, ding. Oh man, I am sad WWE have hoarded out the mat, but also sponsoring each individual fucking bout. It's not that new, but I fucking hate it. I bombarded with ads dotted around the stadium. One of our fans who is on the screen right now actually counted them, and including the banners on the arena, there's 71 ads.
Oh my God, I was going to say, was there more or less ads than super kicks in the Usos match? 71, they just flipped it.
Yeah, just murder them.
Holy fuck.
There we go. That's including the ad breaks and stuff that they have. Yeah, so we're like Slim Jim Orange now, the whole thing.
You know, back in my day, they only advertised in TV and in movies and on buses and in the sky, but never in my dreams.
That's brilliant. Great Futurama reference out of nowhere. A decidedly unspectacular punchy brawly match, which does make sense with the kind of I hate you build, but not good for the viewer. Lots of kicks and stomps and generally kind of looking around.
But does he hate him, Jeff Hardy?
Jeff Hardy.
Did you have a stroke?
You can't prove shit.
I hate you, LA Knight.
You almost killed the whole company.
OSC's favourite, it takes them 27 seconds to dip to the outside. Builds to a big head slam. Heel hook DDT to the foot, which I found quite amusing. AJ dominating. You know he's heel as he menacingly sneers while taking his time. Enough time for us to gawk at the size of AJ.
Yes.
Congrats on your Roydie Magoo award. Sunday night only, obviously. The Rock has sewn up Saturday. Springboard Tornado DDT and Knight is cooking.
The first WrestleMania match of his career. LA Knight, show the world he belongs.
Styles escapes from a superplex into a snake eyes and German and a facebuster. Nice. Favourite spot of this match is Knight biting the face whilst on the turnbuckle. Yes. Then an avalanche German suplex. Finish of the match is Knight cleanly disarming the phenomenal forearm and hits the BFT blunt force trauma.
Sounds like a delicious sandwich.
It's a BLT.
Yeah.
Bacon falafel.
Oh.
What else is F?
Okay.
Feta.
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 Yeah. Bacon, feta, and
bacon, feta, and tomato. Get in.
Although we need some like Polish tomatoes. The Irish ones are, salad tomatoes. They just taste like slime.
Okay.
Wet slime. It tastes like wet. Yeah, LA going over with the right decision. But this bout, what a waste of what could have been one of AJ's last Mania matches.
Yeah. I'm nowhere near as down as you on this match. I think this is probably the second least looked forward to match of the entire Mania weekend, and I thought this was shockingly good. Have gone on the record on OSW before saying I don't think LA Knight is particularly good. I don't think he's a very dynamic worker.
No.
No. And I don't like his promos because I'm from an age where I can only hear Rock and Austin.
Yes.
And I see a lot of people on Twitter for a long time where like, oh, you're just old, But then when The Rock came back, I saw these same people going, okay, I actually see it now, But I thought himself and AJ went out there and worked really, really hard. I think that they kept the fans as well. And LA Knight, despite me not liking him, I have no problem holding up my hands and saying I'm wrong because he's super over. And when someone's over, you push them. And I think this was the right choice to have him win.
Okay. Okay, tiebreaker for us, Matt. What do you think?
I liked it, but I did think it was lacking something. Make it if they hate each other so much, make it a first blood maybe, or a cage possibly. I think it needed something else to kind of elevate it, because it doesn't really stand. And I love AJ and I love LA Knight, actually. I do get Steve's point. But I still think he's a good promo, and it's delicious as it sounds. I don't like the BFT, like the actual move. It's too quick, or it just seems like a random jobber ruthless aggression era finisher about it. I don't know. Like it.
Yeah.
It doesn't
is it a regular move in like WWE 2K? It's not a finisher. It's on the list, the regular list of moves.
It probably was a regular move like a couple of years ago, but then they had to take it and bump it up a bit, from, like a C to a B now or something,
Better scaling, yeah.
It reminds me of the Miz's old move. Was it the Mizard of Oz or the Mizard of Odd or something like that?
What the fuck?
Oh, no, sorry. It was the skull crushing finale. Isn't it the one like...
It's very the Mizard of Oz.
He used to have like...
Did he tag with Kevin Nash?
So yeah, I'd still give this it was a decent match, but it was lacking something. So I guess I'm erring on the side of positive on it.
Yeah, I would say that this match would fit in on a pay-per-view. Like, it was definitely better than a regular match that you'd see on, TV every week.
Yeah, but like Capital Punishment or something, My main memory of this was the build, and one bit LA Knight, he accidentally swallowed his gum during a promo. He was like, oh, AJ, you gotta get stopped there. And he goes bug eyes and he sells it. And I was like, really great.
Okay.
Turned a negative into a positive there, because I thought he was going to chuck.
Holy shit.
Selling gum.
I was like, how did that not happen to Sean? Him and his, coke fiend Sean, who's always chewing cud,
And this Sunday, you'll be phenomenal at getting stomped out by the...
I just choked
by
on
who?
Gum. That's why you don't chew gum and talk on a microphone at the same time.
Like, you just drink every time the officer says, yeah.
Oh, it looks like a bobcat tore into them. Yeah. Is he dead? Yeah. Don't forget that torn nightgown and the scratched feet. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
Match number 5 for the US title. It is a triple threat. It is the US champion Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. Logan Paul, a paragon of the worst stereotype of loud, obnoxious, prank twat YouTubers, pummeling his child audience with constant shilling of his merch and ad partnered drinks, whilst producing the lowest common denominator garbage. Never mind his fake drama trash content, stuff like tasering dead rats, getting himself detained in Italy and uploading illegally produced content to YouTube, staging his own death on a live stream, traumatizing his young viewers, general dickish stuff like telling people on social media he's eating Tide Pods. You don't need to get any of this footage. I'll put some TNA instead. Most famously going to the suicide forest in Japan, the Okigahara forest, finding a dead body and laughing and filming it. And now his fucking energy drink is on the mat and turnbuckles at WrestleMania. The drink that has 40% more caffeine than a fucking Red Bull. FDA warns people under 18 to not drink it, despite his audience being just that.
Which is insane because that's in America and they don't give a fuck about anybody's health.
Yeah.
Like, energy drinks are banned for youths over here. And I would imagine most of Europe, but the fact that they're saying that in America is that is telling.
Because stuff goes on the shelf and you have to fight to pull it off.
Like they're cool with 4 Loco over in America.
He's only single Loco. That's the problem. WWE's hip with the kids, and this is how they're counteracting their average fan base. Remember in 2020, Raw's average fan was 50.
Oh my.
And it was even older for NXT. So yeah, but I will say Logan Paul, a natural wrestling talent. He's very good for the amount of wrestling he does. Do you know?
Yeah.
So, well done to him. He is the human form of the meme, the worst person you know just made a great point.
So I don't know much about this guy. I know about the Japanese forest thing that he did years ago. That was really dumb. Like, I don't think it was done out of meanness. I think it was done out of youthful desperation for clicks and content. And I know he did some like crypto shit. So I don't know about most of the stuff. I've kind of heard people hate him, but he is a savant in the wrestling ring. This guy came in with 0 matches under his belt and was already main event caliber worker. So from that point of view, as a wrestling fan, I think he's fucking awesome. As a person, I don't really know.
Okay, Matt, you heard of this guy?
Yes. It's hard not to. If you told me 5 years ago that WrestleMania would have a match where Randy Orton and Kevin Owens would be fighting the lowest form of a celebrity, a YouTuber,
yeah,
I would have called you crazy. But it's happened. It's happening, and it probably will happen for a while now.
He is getting that world title.
Everything I've seen about him is not a great human being, but maybe that's why he's such a good heel. Like, I hate this guy. Like, legit hate. I don't really hate The Miz, but I'm meant to, in most of The Miz's guises. But Logan Paul, it's like, yeah, no, hate his guts, but he is better than he should be in the ring. It's like he's been wrestling, what, a year and a half?
Something like that.
And only a handful of matches.
Yeah, like I don't even know if he's had a dozen matches yet.
Yeah.
I will say, if you're going to be a shit person, you're in the right fucking business, Paul. Holy shit, you will be welcome.
The only better time was the 90s.
Yeah, you'll be welcome with arms wide open here, mate. It's a fucking shithole full of shitty people.
Get ready for his Hall of Fame introduction in 10 years.
I refuse to watch this match. How was it?
The match was great. This match was awesome.
Did he prank someone?
He did not prank anybody.
How much Prime was in the video?
He came out on a truck, like a big, massive truck, and he had like a Prime cannon. And he was like shooting at the WrestleMania sign and like big bada booms coming out of it. So yeah, I will take you through the match. The lads take turns battering Logan Paul from the bell. Multiple drops on the Spanish announce table. I was getting flashbacks of the time Randy Orton did the backdrop on the Bollywood boy, and he totally underestimated how light this guy was, and he sent them absolutely flying. I thought it was hilarious. Great fan reaction when Kevin Owens and Orton both go to make a cover at the same time, and then they kind of look at each other and they know, okay, we are at the point where we have to turn on each other now. And the fans go, ooh. And then they have a brawl. And then Logan Paul springboards in from nowhere, takes them both out with a double buckshot lariat. Double cannonball to Paul, and Orton in the corner goes for a swanton bomb, but Logan gets the knees up, then follows up with a swanton into a frog splash combo on both of the lads, which was really, really cool. Orton reverses a buckshot lariat into a scoop slam, hits a double draping DDT on the two lads. Owens with a lovely codebreaker senton combo to Orton and Logan Paul, to which the commentators both mention Chris Jericho. And I was like, whoa, that's something that wouldn't happen under Vince, you know?
Won the United States title, beating Chris Jericho back at WrestleMania 33.
Lovely power slam off the top, followed by a moonsault for a 2 by Kevin Owens. Randy reverses a pop-up powerbomb into an RKO, gets a massive 2 count, and Logan Paul uses this distraction to grab the brass knucks and hits Orton for his own 2 count. Then Logan sparks Owens, goes for a second shot to Orton, but is hit with the RKO, and the 3 lads are down. Orton gets up, goes for the big punt, but then the prime bottle pulls Logan Paul out of the way. It's some YouTuber who I've never heard of. iShow Speed. I have no clue who this guy is. He barks like, "Hoo, hoo, hoo," and curses at Orton, and Orton hits him with an almighty I Am Sparta kick and sends him flying about 15 feet across. It was awesome. Orton hits iShow Speed with an RKO on the announce table, but he's so light and small that the table doesn't budge. Logan Paul misses the frog splash, gets hit with a pop-up powerbomb and a stunner to Orton. Then Orton reverses a pop-up powerbomb attempt into an RKO again. Logan throws Randy outside, hits a frog splash, and gets the win to retain his US title.
Frog splash! Cover! Paul retains!
Fantastically worked triple threat match. I have Logan Paul, despite being a massive C-bomb, is a fabulous pro wrestler, and he just gets it.
There are parts that were certainly entertaining. The action was good in the ring overall. I really liked, though, RKO's entrance together. Just Kevin Owens driving the little golf cart and then backing up to give Randy a little drive, like almost the little WrestleMania carts. That was pretty fun. The YouTube man that came out of the Prime bottle, I don't know if this was supposed to be like a thing, like a big gobbledygooker style review. Who's in the Slurm bottle? I don't know if that's what they were going for here, but it really fell flat. Like, I don't know who you're supposed to put in there, but not that guy. But, you know, maybe I'm not the target demographic. I don't really understand at WrestleMania to keep the belt on Logan. Like, maybe he needs to finish his story. I don't know. Logan Paul's amazing story he has going for him, but I don't really get what doing that for on the biggest stage of all really does. I would have loved, you know, a WWE wrestler like, you know, Randy or KO to win. So I don't really know what to really think about that yet, but we'll see what they do. But yeah, like we kind of said before, it's crazy that Logan Paul has been able to wrestle the way he has been in such a short time.
Yeah, anything else on that?
Nope.
Okay.
Yep.
In the ring, but we found out how that can be stopped with Doug Williams. And now look, of course, the double team action of the Motor City Machine Guns.
Match number 6, the women's title. It's Bayley versus Io Sky, the champion. Io has rocked for a long, long time, but now it's time for you to pass the torch. No Tenacious D fans. There's 6 people in the comment section. I love my Tenacious D. Damage Control explode here at WrestleMania 40. Japanese gals were slagging Bayley until she revealed, I understand what you're saying, you sneakers. So so now we've...
It sounds racist.
You can't prove anything.
It is not, but it does sound it.
Yes, the best type. So now we've split, and let's settle it at Mania. Bayley debuting an Egyptian-themed intro. Like, it reminds me of the Triple H entrance with the NXT gals, you know, Alexa, Sasha, and Charlotte,
wasn't it?
Yeah, very good. And just how it's modeled, like it has a role model, is there a new shtick? And it's like, this feels like a long-term aesthetic for like a shift change to it.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It did nothing for me. Like, I hope she's happy.
Beautiful gold and royal blue, like Seth last night. Io Sky, or as Otis calls her, Leo Shirai, makes her entrance flailing about like she's kind of afflicted with scarlet rot.
Okay, I can absolutely get that.
A lot of Elden Ring going around.
I love her song. I think it's awesome. And I love how WWE finally kind of broke the mold and didn't give them like chopsticks despite being Japanese. Like Asuka has an awesome rock song and she's got this awesome fucking like dancey beat. Kind of like,
how does it go, Stephen?
Boom, 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 boom. Lots of booze and
there's a wavy arm motion. You're not
wavy arm going on. Yeah, it's awesome. It's really cool, man.
And if Leo Shirai showed up on the Impact Zone, how would her song go?
That's just Ghostbusters.
Fantastic.
Introducing the challenger from San Jose, California. She is the winner of the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble match, Bayley!
Cesaro jump under the bottom corner of the ring spot. Bayley tries, gets caught and knee smashed against the ring post. Solid storyline wrinkle. Knee injury? Further damage focusing on the injured leg, including a dragon screw with Bayley wrapped up in the ropes, punctuated with the worst thrown punch all weekend. Dear God. It's like, whoo. Io with a crippler crossface. Shawn Michaels is like, yes, do it.
Book it.
Come on. Crossface again. Then the V1 special, a regal stretch.
Yeah, I loved it. Absolutely fucking marking out.
Counter and counter, waist lock and sunset flip Io into the turnbuckles. Ow! Bayley's drama spot. You were never my friend. And then clattered. The dastardly heel, hitting her in the face and going,
could have done without the laugh, but that slap to the face was just so disrespectful that I loved it.
It was a bit Skeletor, that laugh, I feel. Io hits a combo that in another match would have won it, meaning, sorry mate, you're about to do the job. She hits a double arm backbreaker and moonsault, but that doesn't seal it.
Did you like the spot where Io hits a sure you can, and then Bayley falls and she gets her knee caught between the top of the middle rope, just like Mick Foley at Lockdown 2009.
She's bringing it back. But she was able to power out of it herself.
She was. She did have the core strength to sit up.
Excellent. Rose plant. Denied. Lariato. Bayley pulls herself to her feet. Macho elbow. Rose plant. And 1, 2, 3. Bayley does it.
So I didn't enjoy this match when I watched it live. I think I was knackered from watching night one until like 5 o'clock in the morning when I was going to bed, and then getting like 3.5 hours of sleep, and then watching this until like at this point it was probably like 3:30 in the morning or something. So when I went back and watched it, loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Bayley is like a great babyface. I think she was miscast for the last year or two as a heel. She's someone who I want to cheer for, and I want to see her do well and win. I think Io is fantastic. She's such a good athlete. That spot where Bayley went for the rose plant and she flipped out of it, I was like, whoa, that's super awesome. I think from just like a traditional wrestling babyface versus heel, it was like this and Sammy were probably the two best matches of WrestleMania. And I was very glad that I had a second chance to go back and watch it and kind of like just enjoy it as a match.
Yeah, it was great. It was the Sammy match of night 2. You know, really happy that Bayley could kind of have like a big WrestleMania win, because I don't know if she's had one. Really impressed by Sky's moonsault that she did onto the floor. I kind of been thinking, was Damage Control just formed just for this? Because it feels like it was.
Maybe. Like I would imagine this was probably always the end game, you know?
End goal, yeah.
I don't know if I got over how much I like Bayley in general. She's a wonderful baby face, like a natural baby face that you want to root for, as you said, and do well. She's great and did a wonderful job integrating her knee injury throughout the bout, which caused her to delay getting a cover and like not hooking both legs and not getting the pin that way. Lovely clean finish and justice/revenge for the wronged Bayley. Now the new WWE Women's Champion. Bayley's great. So good at getting the crowd to rally for her, a natural baby face. It's just that's so hard to do, and she's really good at it.
Yeah, and they also have Cody as well for the guys. They have two insanely over baby faces that even the hardcore fans actually cheer for.
And here's a nice shot of the new champ with fans. It's Charlotte and CM Punk. That's it, isn't it? The main event?
We're up to the main event.
Fucking hell.
I knew we were going to fly
55 minutes in.
This.
Wow.
Yeah, well, when you covered the Bobby Lashley match in the space of 30 seconds, I was like, we are Brock Lesnar Goldberging night 2 here.
I was like, I'm going to just lean on you. There's a lot of Andre lean for this one. So before we do, I got a special treat in lieu of an ad break questionarium. Okay, you know how Jesse Ventura was on Predator? And behind the scenes he was saying, my arms taped larger than Arnold Schwarzenegger's, made him feel pretty damn good. Anyway, turns out Arnie worked him. So let's hear that amazing story from Predator and then have an OSW exclusive rebuttal by Jesse. Maybe.
Get in.
The biggest thrill for me was when we hit Wardrobe, and I happened to view Arnold's Wardrobe tape, and when my arms taped out 1 inch bigger than Mr. Olympia's, that made Jesse Ventura feel pretty good.
Well, I'm very happy about that, because then my joke worked. Because I told the wardrobe department they should tell him that, so I can bet him a bottle of champagne afterwards when he comes to the gym. He came to the gym 2 days later and he says, "You know something, Arnold? We should measure our arms. Who has bigger arms?" I said, "Of course we should." I said, "Let's bet a bottle of champagne." He says, "Of course we should." And then we measured it and my arm was 3 inches bigger than his.
What the fuck?
And he lost a bottle of champagne. So, I mean, the psychotrick trips, they work on everybody, on bodybuilders and also on wrestlers. It was good.
Welcome back to the Snickers Mega Peanut Break Questionarium with Jesse the Body Ventura. Now on the set of Predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger said his arms taped larger than mine. Well, that's bullshit. And let me tell you why. Not only do they use Austrian inches, which are smaller than American inches, but it's my understanding they start at 3 or 4 instead of 0. It's a superstitious thing, I think. So the body is bigger than Mr. Olympia. That's your exclusive, OSW. Let me get back to governing Cub Studios.
That was brilliant.
So 6 matches down, 1 match left, because it's time for your main event.
It is the 31st time, 3-1, that Roman Reigns will defend the championship during this reign. The man he has knocked off is a who's who, a virtual Hall of Fame, including Brock Lesnar and Goldberg and John Cena and Edge, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Braun Strowman, Daniel Bryan, and many others. And that's why we acknowledge, Cole.
You forgot one name on that list, Michael Cole. Cody Rhodes. Last year, at the pinnacle of our business, Cody attempted to dethrone the Tribal Chief. And then, well, you know.
It's It's your main event. Match number 7. Your main event is the no longer undisputed Universal title, but now the undisputed WWE Championship, which is bollocks because there's 2 world titles.
It's very much disputed.
Yes. It's one of the only things the World Championship is. Roman Reigns, the champion, versus Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. It's a new day. It's a new coat for Cody Rhodes with lovely eagle shoulder pads.
I was just about to say, those shoulder pads are fabulous, Cody. How much money did you spend? More than you did on your shit mask, I'll say.
Yeah.
The fucking state of it. Oh my God, it looks like something that his daughter made in play school.
Spirit of Halloween shit over here.
Yeah.
Are you liking this mask better or worse than Triple H's Terminator mask?
I literally have that written down.
Oh, yeah?
Getting flashbacks of Terminator. At least Cody doesn't have a pole up his arse when he comes out of the stage.
I thought this was a Triple H cosplay for a second. Then I realized, oh wait, both their logos are like just angry skulls with crowns. So, right. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Just one is gold and one is America.
Yeah, cut to Cody destroying Triple H's...
Oh, the throne?
Throne, yeah.
Ooh, so lame. So lame.
Yeah.
So lame.
Yeah.
Stop that in wrestling, lads. Just make your show good.
Oh, but you know who's come in from AEW? Brandy Rhodes.
Yeah.
Hey, dressed to... She's got her bumping tights on. It's like, you're not getting in this match. Forget about it.
You bobble-headed, ugly-ass bitch!
Oh, that's rude. For 1,316 days.
What do you think of Reigns' entrance?
I thought it was super cool. Yeah, I feel like they went all in on the kind of glitz and glamour on night 1 and they kept this very by the books, you know?
And in this one, Reigns get a lovely orchestral version of a song. Heyman beside him in a praying gesture, which is really cool. And he's also, bang, big Hall of Fame ring on him.
Yeah.
Love it. It's Bloodline rules. It's nebulous and ill-defined on purpose, so we do what we want. Not unlike the Duchess of Queensberry rules.
Oh God, okay.
William Regal versus Chris Jericho for the IC belt, and Regal, he does the job. I was like, you were under the ropes, that doesn't count. And then he jobs a second time, that doesn't count. The bell has to ring 6 times and chime with GMT, you know. And eventually he swaggles his way in to win the match.
Love it. Yeah. That's great stuff.
And he had a Duchess. He got a woman there at ringside. She looks like Mrs. Miggins. Brilliant.
A woman.
Both Roman and Cody crack a smile before the match kicks off.
That's because they know they already have the fans before they do a single move.
Yes. And I was like, when I saw them, I'm hoping both of them can enjoy the performance and not be kind of concentrating on getting everything perfect. They can live in the moment.
Yeah.
You know? Cody takes out a table, but Roman puts it back under the ring. Huge heat.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
And no spot. No. I flipped out.
It's great, isn't it?
Drag the tables out. Use everything you can to your advantage. Forget about it. I completely agree with that. Has Cody been able to do that?
Out into the crowd, Roman has a lot more swagger and gestures. He just does that, and the fan just go, whoa, and I got you. I got 2 for flinching.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing? Roman Reigns is charismatic as anyone until you put him in the ring with The Rock and he gets completely overshadowed and kind of disappears. But then when you take The Rock out and you get to see Roman again, he is fantastic. It just goes to show you how incredible The Rock is. He's not even a once in a lifetime talent. He's just a once talent.
I did love in the build-up to Mania, before they had decided Rock is going to be a heel, he comes out after the Bloodline come out, he cuts a Rock promo and everyone loves him, and Reigns is just there silently, and he just said, listen, hang on, before you go, I need something from you to acknowledge me. And you think, is The Rock just gonna, I'm The Rock, I'm a much bigger star, more charismatic heel and babyface and you tough shit.
Yeah.
And he just, no, I acknowledge you as my tribal chief. And they all join. And it was like, oh, that's so amazing.
Yeah.
And even when they have the final shot of them all doing the pose, Heyman is eyeballing The Rock because he doesn't trust him.
Okay.
And so he has the finger up, but he's looking dead at him. Oh, just well done.
It's all
Just
good shit, isn't it?
Brilliant stuff. Like, they got the big stuff right and the small stuff right. And it's just, when wrestling works like that, it's just magic. There's nothing else like it.
See what I'm saying here, huh? I'm gonna send you to Hollywood with the rest of them. This is my company, you little bitch.
Well, it has been Roman's company.
Choking Cody with the bottom rope, Reigns yells, "This is my company, you bitch."
I'm going to send you to Hollywood with the rest of them. This is my company, you little bitch. Great.
And McAfee drops his only swear of the night.
Our tribal chief talking that shit.
I was like, lads, we can hear you. We're live.
Our tribal chief's talking that shit.
Roman's in charge. Mr. Perfect Plex by Roman. Love it. Such a different vibe from Roman in general. Like, a weight has been lifted off him. Because, like, he is more comical here. He's kind of more natural, more easygoing, talking to himself out loud. Like, you can kind of feel that this performance is the end of him.
Yeah.
You know? Beating up Cody, and he was like, oh, this feels like a $3 million bonus, you know?
It's good. It's good shit. A $3 million bonus.
Hits Cody Rhodes with a crossroads, only gets a 2, and is like, this move sucks. It couldn't beat anyone. What a wonderful burial. One man shield powerbomb through the announce table. Superman punch, kick out, Cody cutter, kick out. Cody's receipt from earlier, hitting a rain spear. Rhodes readies his finisher, Jimmy Uso interference.
Jimmy Uso!
And this is the main factor of Bloodline rules. It presents insurmountable odds. Cody can't do it alone. He was flattened last night with the Bloodline in charge. I don't know if anyone on the roster can overcome the numbers and might of the Bloodline.
Yep.
So to win, Cody would need a crazy amount of help. He can't do it alone. Jay comes out to remove Jimmy, and they have the crazy spot taken him out on the side of the ramp.
That 5 seconds was 10 times better than their 11-minute match the night before.
Absolutely.
When they're both down, Jimmy should put out his hands. It's like, please, sorry. Come on.
And then Swerve hit 18 super kicks.
Oh my God, what did I do? Spear can't take Cody down and capitalizes with charging him through the security barrier. Rolls reversed from last night. Awesome. Crossroads. Big thumb into the TV screen. It was great.
Come on, Cody, do it! Oh, damn it! Solo Sikoa! Samoan Spike!
Bloodline Solo is in to turn the tide again.
Playing up on the main event of WrestleMania 39, where Solo was the reason that Cody lost, because he came in and finger banged him in the neck.
Resiliency!
Oh, it's John Cena showing up. He's not fucking having it. Dump Solo out. F you to Roman. Goes out to the ring. Scrambles. F you to Solo. Through the other announce table. If you're smart. The Rock, a ghost from Cena's past. And back-to-back WrestleManias out to remove him. A new world outfit. Beautiful. They stand toe-to-toe, face-to-face in the ring. Rock bottom. Just swears and swears. Buckets of S-bombs, F-bombs.
He's incredible, isn't he?
Voices in the air, hear 'em loud and clear, telling me to listen.
What the? No.
Gonna whip him with Mama Rhodes, his weightlifter's belt.
Sierra.
Hotel.
Indigo.
Echo.
Lima.
Delta.
Shield.
Beanie. Oh my God. Well, he might have got to the ring faster than Seth did.
He might have gone. And I love like this. I mean, this works on so many layers. Was like, we will get to it playing back on previous things in a bit, but immediately when this music hit, no one looked at the ramp. Everyone looked around the fucking arena because they thought that AEW contracted superstar Jon Moxley would appear as Dean Ambrose in the main event. And I thought that was the funniest thing. I was like, gotcha. Gotcha's all. Got everyone. What a moment. It was great.
We can get you Simon Dean if that helps. Yeah, fantastic. And I was like, why is Seth taking so long to come out? Because he's knackered and he's given everything and he's a broken man at this point.
Yeah.
And so when he gets in the ring, Roman sees him, wards him off, runs over, bam, gotcha, immediately. Fantastic. Flattened by a super punch. Bloodline rules. Sorry, mate.
Oh my.
Gong. And it just flipped my shit. Holy, like out of nowhere. What is happening here?
Taker's dong.
Excuse me. We haven't gotten
just start slapping people in the face left, right, and center.
And it's like, not only did we get the Undertaker, we got Los Periquas Taker.
we got podcast Taker.
Yeah, I think right after this, he went straight into a podcast. Like,
oh man, I still got goosebumps.
Awesome.
Jay, for you asking what's going on is that Austin wanted to spend all of his time with Poncho the cat and refused to show up for the money that was being offered.
He didn't take the money. I am sad that Austin couldn't come to terms with it, and that's like why Taker was on it, but I think Taker works way better.
I think it was an amazing moment because when that dong hits and the lights go black, that's like an amazing moment. I do think that the visual of Austin and Rock would have been cooler, but this was still an amazing end segment to a wild couple of minutes where each person who came out, it was just bigger and better and it escalated and boom, fan-fucking-tastic WrestleMania moments.
This weekend gave me closure.
Wow.
It really did. When it was over and I'm running out of the building, like, I don't know how you say it. It was like a moment of clarity that I had. Like, I'm okay now.
Yes, agreed. Like The Rock and Taker have no real history together, but it does work for Roman and The Undertaker because beating Taker, that was Roman's first kind of testing water for a heel turn.
Yep. And he came out the next night on Raw and he got booed out of it. And the only thing he said was, "This is my yard now," and then fucked off and left. Yeah. Amazing.
So it works really well. And he gets a chokeslam to The Rock. And then, okay, almost everyone out of the ring. We get a lovely shot of the mat, mostly cleared with a chair and the Mama Rhodes belt. Roman sees Seth, however, making his way back to his feet. Decides, nope, wheel the steel chair and cracks it off Seth's back.
Payback for all of those years. Plan B.
That's payback for breaking up the Shield that was building for years.
Like 10 years ago or something, yeah.
But that distraction, his own animosity, has cost him. Kicked out of the spear. Crossroads 1, Crossroads 2, hulking up for a third. And you can hear Heyman go, no, no, no. Finish the story. And Cody Rhodes wins.
Come on, Cody. Crossroads. Cover. Finished the story!
It was okay.
It's all right.
And announcer Samantha Irvin, overcome with emotion, voice breaks as she gives her new WWE champion announcement. Incredible.
And the new undisputed WWE champion, the
Samantha Irvin understandably overcome with emotion.
She was amazing in this post-match call. It was so good. And before I talk about the match, I want to give credit because he never gets it because he was shit for 20 years. But Michael Cole was incredible in this match. He was so good. He made this amazing match even better.
Which I never thought I'd hear or say or agree with about Michael Cole.
Yeah.
Because he's always been the kind of the shill that no one respects him because he's the guy they give the garbage thing so he can spout the WWE
Sierra,
rhetoric.
Hotel, Indigo, Lima.
I bet not having Vince screaming in your ear like all night long also helps your mood.
Definitely.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think, man?
I thought this was 10 on 10 professional wrestling. It was the payoff to a multi-year, multi-layered storyline. It coronated a new super mega babyface that can carry a new era of WWE going forward. It was exciting. There was never a dull moment in it. It gave us multiple amazing WrestleMania moments just over and over and over again. Absolutely outstanding. I loved every second of it. I was watching this at like 4 a.m. or something like that, and I was watching it in bed, and Carolina was next to me sleeping, and I don't know how I didn't wake her up because I almost was like jumping out of the bed watching it. It was absolutely phenomenal. In terms of wrestling, it's nowhere near the greatest WrestleMania matches in the 40-year history of professional wrestling, but overall, it's one of the greatest WrestleMania matches, and it's probably my favorite WrestleMania main event of all time. Adored.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Matt, what do you think, mate?
It was a bit shit. No, I'm kidding.
There was no Foley sting, you know.
No, it absolutely lived up to everything with the deck being stacked against Cody. I think the Bloodlines bullshit rules, whatever they were, I think that actually made all the interference, like it was all fine because like it was basically, no DQ and everything. So you could have all these guys coming in and it didn't take away from the match. Like, all of their stuff, like Steve said, it wasn't the greatest work rate. It wasn't like the most insane shit you've ever seen, but it didn't really need to be because there's already so much emotion going into the ring. I do have to say, out of all the appearances rather, John Cena, please stop it. Please stop wearing this 12-year-old boy shit.
It's beginning to look a bit creepy.
Just wear the British Bulldog jeans or something.
Ooh.
With the jeans at the end turned up.
Yes. Because you want to see the socks, you know?
Now, I know it's Cody's gimmick, but like John Cena also looks incredible in a suit. Like he does all his interviews in a really fancy suit. Just come out in that. Like, people know your theme song. You don't also need to be wearing bright green and bright blue. Your theme song is pretty iconic as it is. So I don't know when the point was where he should have stopped wearing it, but we're past that point now.
Yeah.
Come out in the Peacemaker outfit. At least you could have hawked some Mortal Kombat 1 DLC.
Yeah.
He just comes out, all the fans, give me $8. Give me $8 everywhere I got a ring.
Your screen just goes blank until you pay the $8. I was 98% sure, like, oh, we're pulling the trigger on this. But unfortunately, WWE, you never 100% know. So there was that bit of doubt. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed it.
I was like, they can't Lex Luger him. Like, no. If it was time, you can get 2 manias out of it.
Yeah.
You can lose the first one, but you can't lose the second one.
Like what Matt said, there was that 1 or 2% doubt because there was talk of maybe they want Roman to beat Hogan's record and that's next. And that's like, September or something like that. I was like, could those motherfuckers hold off 4 or 5 more months? I was
will kill Cody.
Yeah. But they made the right choice.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Like, I love that for the longest while, it was a straight wrestling match where you get your fill. So you've had your meat and potatoes. And then the crazy bollocks happens where the heels put in their influence and the baby faces from inside and outside the roster are fucking not having it. So it was just mark out moment after mark out moment, just pop city, bitch. Crazy. So many payoffs in the one match. We mentioned Taker and Roman because that was the first inkling of Roman turning heel after beating Taker. The Shield, Roman deciding to hit Rollins and take revenge for breaking up the Shield cost him his championship. It is sweet catharsis for him, but this was also the cost of hate.
Yeah.
And it also makes Seth and Cody's relationship come full circle because when Cody joined WWE, Seth wanted him dead.
Yeah.
2 years later, he so badly wanted to face him and they would have their match together. And in this weekend, he sacrificed his health, his world title. He did everything to try and protect Cody, to give his all, to will him to finish his story.
Yeah.
He literally shielded him.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it?
And I loved Roman Reigns smiling during taking the pinfall because I think that's so lovely. He's so happy for Cody. And in kayfabe, maybe he appreciates being knocked off the mountain. You know, like, I fought, I lost, now I rest.
Yeah, pressure's off now.
Oh, was that the end? That is something good from season 7 of Game of Thrones.
Ooh.
The one good thing, I found it. But yeah, just congrats to Bobby Roode. He produced this main event. Well done.
Smashed it.
Now tell us who produced Jay versus Jimmy.
Yes, you cowards.
Cody Rhodes came back here and won the WWE Championship. Damn it, I love professional wrestling.
How do you feel about Cody Rhodes in general and now as the crown jewel?
Oh man. Okay, so let's go back to like AEW. And when Cody, in the early days of AEW, I felt like everything should have been built based off of Cody. And I do think he should have gotten that title run. And then he did that really bad storyline where if he lost, he would never be able to challenge for the title ever again. And then from that point on, they were kind of lost. There was nothing that they could really do. And I feel like leaving AEW was, I mean, obviously now when you look at what happened, it was absolutely 100% the right choice. It refreshed his character because he was beginning to get booed a bit because people were going crazy the Codyverse, you know?
Give us more Anthony Ogogo matches.
And I think they've done a wonderful job. Last year at WrestleMania, I was furious because I was convinced that you have a small window with which to coronate a top guy, and I thought that they missed it. I thought there was zero chance that he was going to be able to carry that over for an entire calendar year. But I do think some of that is on my fault because I've been a battered housewife with WWE for like decades, and I kind of learned that they can't do this long-term booking. But I think us fans, we have to rewire our brain to realize it's not the same company. Most of the old guard are gone, and they've proven I was wrong. Very, very glad to have been wrong because they were right to not have Cody win the belt last year because he's a bigger star this year and he's someone who can absolutely carry WWE going on forward. Yeah, brilliant.
I mostly agree with that. Just a wrinkle that Cody Rhodes, he's not that charismatic or like an incredible promo, but he has the ability to get you to pull for him. Even like a simple, I don't say simple thing, but like during the match when he looks up into the heavens, he's thinking of Dusty and your heart breaks for him. It's like, yeah, come on, do it. You know, like Dusty's watching down on him. Like combined with the like masterful WWE booking and positioning, this tells an all-time phenomenal story. Pro wrestling magic. My big worry about him is that he'll have a Hangman type run where the chase to the world title is better than the catch. It is a tall order to top what they've done over the last 2 years. But best of luck to you.
Absolutely.
Anything than that? On Cody, what are you thinking?
Yeah,
wait. We can't ask Matt because we already know Cody's a massive What Happened fan.
He is.
Finish the series.
No, I've been a big Cody fan. I actually was really a big fan of Stardust. Actually, I was like, "Oh, this is fun," until it, was not that fun. But yeah, no. Ever since him going to New Japan, I was like, "Oh, this fucking guy is so cool." And the first time I heard the term "the American Nightmare," I'm like, "This fucking guy is so cool now." So yeah, ever since then, I've been kind of always pulling for him in AEW. I was always kind of like, oh, that's cool. Oh, I like Arn in his corner, and I don't like what's currently happening here. And when he moved to WWE the first time, I was like, oh, this is going to be a big mistake. Like, he's going to be even more buried. There's just too much talent there. But they surprised me by pushing him. And also, like Steve said, I thought he was dead after last WrestleMania. But it was the right choice, because in any, like American sports movie where there's like a down on their luck team, they have to have like a big loss to come back from, to begin with, to garner that like support the second time. You can't just win your first time out, other pay-per-views notwithstanding, just, in terms of WrestleMania. So my worry with him going forward is that maybe they're gonna like shove him down people's throats even more. Like, he's already, has natural fans and sells a lot of merch, but I'm just afraid it might have that John Cena effect, middle of John Cena's run, where people really started to turn on him because he was too goody two shoes and stuff. But hopefully Cody has enough edge, has enough anger against whatever opponents he's put up against, will diffuse that so that situation doesn't happen. But I was really happy for him. Like, I've talked to him here and there in DMs and stuff, and he's a really lovely guy. So I hope all the best for him, and that this run goes really well, and hopefully under this new era that's going to happen.
Something that was quite nice is that after the pay-per-view, Cody tweeted out, "When one good story ends, an even better one begins."
Yep.
I just want to wait till after we finish the main event to say it, but like, you could see it. It was before the first main event of WrestleMania on the Saturday, is that Cody had gotten custom Rolexes for him, Seth, Roman, and The Rock of WrestleMania XL 40.
Okay.
And it's like, Cody bought those, so you're not commemorating you jobbing, do you know? So, anyway, but they are beautiful. Fair enough.
Only two made of those in the world?
There are more than two. I can't say who all has them, but there are more than two. I will say.
Okay, cool. News coming out of Mania. Triple H talked about a new kind of smaller, more condensed set for Raw and SmackDown going forward.
I don't want to show off the latest technology with these big sets. Sorry. I want to show the world who came to the show. I want to pack 15,000, 30,000, 72,000 people into these buildings.
It sounds so much more carny when you say it does, like doesn't it? It does. But I love the confidence there. It's like, we have the crowd. I don't need a big set. Yep. You can see the people we packed in. Solid. Yep. Nice refresh as well.
Yep.
And it reminds me of Royal Rumble 2000 as well, with a really small condensed set and runway.
I am all for less fucking screens. Please.
More dude sweat. Dude juice. Also, Triple H was chatting about more blood and more swearing on WWE TV. Just using it judiciously.
Because we're PG, but sometimes we've been way G, makes an analogy that he loves movies that would build up to a single gunshot. And you can't believe it happened, rather than guns blazing the entire time.
Which is pretty clever, and I'm really happy to hear it. But it's like, I hope you will also apply this mindset to signature moves and finishers. So it's fine for Mania, because that's just crazy, all bets are off.
Yeah.
But like, just a general, week to week, month to month, build up to people hitting their finish, and like the crux of, can you get it?
Yeah.
And the first get it wins.
If people hit their finishers and win matches, then you begin to get their finishers over, so that when someone kicks out of them, it means even more.
Cover to retain the championship, and they got the shoulder up.
Weird one is that Triple H takes a shot at Will Ospreay, who signed with AEW in November. He was just saying, do you want to read this out?
If they're not here to be all in on this, when I see people that come out trying to make it, okay, I'm done.
It's turning a bit Tommy Schluck.
That's it. Yeah, no, I was thinking it's Wrestling Jesus, who's getting in there, Okay, Triple H takes a shot at Ospreay. If they're not here to be all in on this, when I see people that come out trying to make it, and then they pick the job where they go, well, they work less, the schedule's lighter. All right, then I'm glad I didn't get you. If you're not in it for the grind, at that point, early in your career, you have no business being here.
That's so weird. Well, one is that WrestleMania. You were coming off several company highs on this and going into the biggest WrestleMania. Why are you taking shots at Will Ospreay? And the other one is like, why he chose it as well. It's because his wife originally lost her partner to suicide, and so he wants to stay with her in London so she gets all of the external emotional support that she can, and he flies to America to do his wrestling,
That's a big part. Also, they offered more money for working less days.
So yeah,
who wouldn't take?
Yeah, it was so funny. Ospreay is like, I usually wouldn't rise to this bait, but considering the person and the position they're in who said it, and who got where they are by grinding on the boss's daughter, fuck you. Anyway,
but also the cheek of, if you don't work yourself to the bone for us, then you don't you know what I mean? Like,
it is stupid. It is.
Every wrestler under WWE probably would like to work a little bit less. Maybe a month off would be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird thing to say.
It's like working Christmas Day and let's work, have a pay-per-view New Year's Day.
Yeah. Also, it's not like Will Ospreay's been working one day a week for the last few years. You know what I mean?
He's not Kevin Nash.
He's been headlining one of the biggest wrestling companies in the world and putting on the best matches, for years. It's just childish. You know what I mean? Like, just don't be doing that shite. Lads.
Yeah. It's like Triple H still a carny,
Yeah.
Of course, I'm annoyed about the jab that I took. I threw one back. I don't think it was anything bad. I don't think it's a freaking joke from like 20 years ago, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't be too butthurt. But a lot of, do you know what I mean? That's the first time, I'll be honest with you, that's the first time I've ever experienced true tribalism between the two. It's not nice.
And Taker, as you said, he was on the podcast straight away, hawking his stuff. He did say he loved Bill to Mania and talked a bit about Cody Rhodes, one of his promos.
When Cody said, just not at WrestleMania, my freaking heart just sunk into my stomach.
Yeah, so he was a big mark for WWE's booking for the last couple of months. And he was just in, with Savio Vega or whatever in the crowd,
And I was about to turn everything off and go to bed. And then I said, I want to hear Cody's promo.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Oh, yeah.
It was so good. And I was so invested. And when he said, just not at WrestleMania, my freaking heart just sunk to my stomach, because I knew at that moment what was about to happen.
Rhea was so happy her family flew over from Australia to see her big win, saying her mom was crying, her dad was crying, and he never gets emotional. Said she was shitting herself prior to the bout.
I legit was having a straight up panic attack for 2 hours before I walked through the curtain. I was like violently shaking, just nervous. If you don't get nervous before you go out, especially at WrestleMania, you obviously don't love it enough. That's the way I think about it. I'm glad that the nerves were there.
Ooh, all right. You got a little time for Raw.
I have a little time for Raw.
Tough shit. On Raw, Liv Morgan fucks a chair at Rhea's head. It was horrific. And I was like, that's not the worst part of your day.
No, it wasn't, was it?
Obviously, she was next in line to face Rhea. Then she slams her against the wall and...
the AC joint.
Yeah.
Out of whack. Just like a freak accident. You know what I mean? Like no one could have foresaw that bump into the side of a wall would cost her world title run, It's very sad.
Sucks. We do get a lovely push the cameraman transition into the next part of Raw. So That's something. Consolation isn't huge for production values. But she'll be back.
She's going to be a bigger babyface coming back.
Here and everyone is mad at me, and for what? I'm not the bad guy here. Where was the sympathy for me when Rhea literally tore my shoulder out of my socket and put me on the shelf for 8 months?
One more bit of news. Vince McMahon, his personal trainer, went on a benching session on Instagram saying, sadly, when a person is down, the people who say they love you turn their backs on you. You all turned on Vince. All of you are the bad guys in this equation.
Yeah, oh my God, mate, read the room.
I love it. Well, you know, one of you are signing his checks. So.
He's like, I'll have you know, Vince is the most dedicated iron lifter there's ever been. No one who lifts that amount of iron could possibly be a bad person.
DNDA. Vince sold off more TKO stock, 5% left, $300 million liquidized. So at $4 million per settlement, that's 75 more women he can harass.
Oh God.
Hooray. Oh, we update and correction from the last episode. Vince McMahon has had his last remaining shares up for sale since September. No news on them actually selling yet. So at the time of recording, still has 8 million shares left in the company. All right, what happened on Raw? So Triple H comes out and says it's the start of a new era. Me, I'm the era. And then he brings out Cody Rhodes and they have a lovely love-in. The Rock comes out and he cuts a weird, rambly promo where he ends up going over his lines a few times. Like he hasn't prepared it. He congratulates Cody. You did what you're doing. You're finishing your story and you got the belt and well done you. And you finished the story and you got your belt and well done you. And well done you. You finished your story and you got your belt. Jesus! I mean, Owen Harting this promo, Rock. It's like he's not getting paid for this. You know, he's already been paid. So like, I'm out of here. And he teases an I'll be back for your title. Because he says, hey, can we touch dicks? But instead of dicks, we'll have a title. So, can I hold your title?
He's like, ooh, it kind of fits nice. Yeah, I like this belt. I love the way Cody doesn't put the Rock's belt over his shoulder. He doesn't even really look at it. He just holds it so that he can get the belt that he won, that he loves. It's the belt that, I know it's not the belt that his dad never won, you know, because they've had about 8 different world titles since then, but you know, company. yeah, but you know, it's symbolically the world title that his dad never won. So yeah, I did like how kind of tense it was, but it was a weird promo. I suppose like you don't want to kick off this feud that's not going to happen for months. So, you know, now a tiny seed has been set and we can let it grow over time, you know?
I didn't think they even needed to do it because whenever The Rock comes back, he would say, well, I beat you at WrestleMania clean in the ring.
Boom.
That should be mine then, yeah?
Yep.
And that's it?
Yep.
What'd you think?
It was a little weird, but I kind of almost chalked it up for the fact that like maybe The Rock was just actually playing into it a little bit, a little frazzled that he lost. Not lost, but you know what I mean? Like, you know, didn't get the result that he wanted. Tribal Chief didn't win, you know? So I actually kind of thought maybe they were going for that because it's just very unlike him to actually not have something, but maybe he didn't write it down on his hand though, so...
He needed a giant hand. The first instance of promos on hands was 1937. Elsewhere on Raw, R-Truth gets in on the Damo Priest Judgment Day holding up the belt celebration.
That was great.
Popped me huge.
God. Oh, hell no. No. Are you crazy? What are you doing? We're not doing this again, man.
And in the main event, Jey Uso wins a 4-way to face main event Father Damo. Post-Mania... It's gotta be wrong, Father Damo. But at least we've Drew and Punk to look forward to.
Yeah, I was just like, whoa, this is a rough first world title feud for Damian Priest. I hope he comes out of it well.
So did he come out of it well? So it's now May. Yeah, did he do well?
Did do well.
Okay, it's midway. How did he do?
He did great, Jay. He did great. I am confident.
Yeah?
I'm confident that they're not going to put the belt on Jimmy. I think it would be bad.
Okay.
You're just the first on a list of people that the machine is going to feed me to make sure this looks good on me.
Matt, mate, how was Raw in Ontario? You were at the next week's Raw.
That would be Quebec, but no worries.
Oh, sorry.
You don't live in Canada.
That's like blackface for Canadians.
No worries. Going into the arena, me and my wife were heading in. We saw a couple walking into the arena, and one of them, the woman of the couple, goes, "What? She's not going to be wrestling anymore?" Because she must have been a huge Ripley fan. Because all that day, that's everything people were tweeting about. Like, I think Rhea Ripley was trending on Twitter. So when she came to the ring, she was the first thing that happened. This is my brutality. And the crowd went nuts. And she basically just says, it sucks, but, I'm going to tear apart Liv Morgan when I see her. But yeah, I'm going to be out for months. And everyone was behind her. Everyone chanting mommy, despite the fact that Rhea Ripley routinely slags off Canada every time she visits. Because she goes, I hate Canada. And I was like, is she trying to start a Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Canada versus USA feud? What's going on here? But I liked it. Triple H actually came out in Montreal too, which no one was expecting. Did the whole tag team Ferrero Rocher belts presentation. That was fun. The only other sort of WrestleMania adjacent thing, when we already talked about Sami Zayn, his match against Gable was quite good. Like, Gable did look pretty impressive, and I'm glad that he did like that really hard heel turn towards the end, smacking him way after the fact. But yeah, Cody Rhodes also came out. Pretty solid but short promo, just, I'm the new champion, and Roman and Rock did everything they could, and but I'm going to be looking forward to fighting either AJ Styles or La Knight, and gave it away for Jey Uso to show up, where he proceeded to say yeet about 17,000 times. I have to give it to Cody though, because he goes, "Hey Jay, during your match tonight, I can be in your corner if you want to. If you're cool with that, I can be there." And he goes, "No, thanks, man. Yeet. I'm going to be doing this myself. Yeet. So yeah, thank you. Yeet."
Jesus.
So then Cody goes, "Okay, cool. I respect that." Until we yeet again. It popped. Everybody. So
that's great. It's a lovely dad joke.
Yeeting was worth it just for that, I guess.
Wow. Well,
until we yeet again.
And yeah, the night finished off with Sami being victorious, which was, the most predictable thing in the world, because the way they milked his entrance, this town would have ripped itself apart if Sami had lost. So that was the right call there. So yeah, it was an enjoyable show.
And the Gable heel turn, it was like, man, I hate that, because he trained Sami, coached him to his big IC title win. Man, I hate that bit in Rocky when Mickey turns on Rocky. I was like, what the fuck is this, man?
Yeah, they have that. The Mickey versus Rocky match is really good. It's satisfying.
Well, Ivan Drago, hit the bricks, pal.
Get out of there.
It's Mickey versus Rocky. Oh, fantastic. How was the crowd, or was there any fun chants kind of being there live that you wouldn't get kind of translated watching a TV show? Do you know what I mean?
There's like one or two things. I don't think it was aired, but Pat McAfee got up on the announcers table and had the entire arena sing "Happy Birthday" to Michael Cole.
Oh,
okay, that's cool.
That's so nice.
Happy birthday to you.
A lot of speaking. Anytime someone could speak a little bit of French, bonjour, voulez coucher avec moi. They said all they could to get a pop from the crowd. That was fun. And one of the better chants, pas gentil, pas gentil, pas gentil, which I love, which is basically saying you're being mean.
Yeah, you're not nice, I think.
That's not nice.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
love
nice.
it. That's the most
Love
Canadian thing.
I also have to say, being right behind Samantha Irvin, she is incredible because when the lights are off and we're going to commercial break, she is dancing to any of the music playing. She is having a great time. Like, she is not looking bored. She's not on her phone. She's in it. She loves wrestling.
I don't think we gave her props enough. She is fantastic. What an incredible announcer. And like, okay, I love the Fink because, you know, he's part of my childhood and hearing his iconic voice and the way he talks, but like, holy shit, she's a better ring announcer than the Fink.
There was a while ago, like about a year or two ago, where I didn't like her. I thought she was a bit growly. And I was like, I don't like my ring announcers screaming at me. But at WrestleMania, she was incredible. She was so fucking good.
She absolutely gives it socks.
Yeah.
Anything else before we no? That's
no,
okay.
I think we covered.
Got a 205 live or anything? Yeah.
205 live.
WWE Speed.
Is what's that, like the Twitter
the Twitter
show?
thing that I will never watch.
Steve, I'm gonna need you.
I had to watch a match. They taped a match of that at Raw.
Oh wow.
It was like Ricochet versus other Judgment Day guy.
Oh, JD.
Yeah.
Any good?
Nope.
It was probably quick.
Yeah. Okay, here, I'll try to do it in French. So, il commence à se faire tard. Cet épisode is sans le livre.
Dans le pocket.
And out of sight? Matt?
Pas dans les rues.
Yeah! There, that's all you're getting.
There we
Whatever.
go. There we go. Leaving cert French from 20 odd years ago.
Matt, how did you find that, mate?
Great stuff. I'm happy of all the WrestleManias that were to be recorded with me included. I'm glad it wasn't that shit one in Texas.
The salt still burns. And you're doing some fantastic work with What Happened. I know it was a couple of weeks back, but I really did enjoy your PS2 Predator review. It's like Concrete Jungle. And I was like, because I love Predator, and so I know lots of Predator stuff. I had no memory PS2 Predator, and then you see him running like a shit GTA. And there's no one in any of the streets. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, amazing episode.
Well, if you go to my channel, Jay, Matt Muscles on YouTube, you can learn about that Predator GTA style game, because they did try to make it a GTA style game and they just couldn't do it, and that's the why it looks the way it does. And you can look forward to me doing a What Happened on Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League.
Wow.
And in the future, I'll be tackling an episode on what happened to either or ECW or Lucha Underground. So be on the lookout for that.
I love whenever I hear like a game's coming out and it's absolutely bombing. It's like the damning indictment is like, I can't wait for the What Happened on this. And there are links in the description, or you can just wait till the end of the video and it'll pop up on screen like a Mario. V1, how'd you find that, buddy?
That was an emotional journey. That was loads of fun. It's nice to talk about WWE in a positive light. It's been a while.
Right? It's been a while.
But it is like just the last few months, like looking forward to Raw and SmackDown, something I've never done in years and years.
Decades.
Yeah. So fantastic stuff. Yeah, well done. Best of luck to Cody Rhodes and Yeet Man.
and no Yeet Man.
And no Yeet Man. So it's a goodbye from V1.
Peekaboo.
Matt McMuscles.
I'm Matt McMuscles.
And the 2.5-time Golden Nogger Award winner, Jay Hunter. See you in the funny pages. And remember, a winner is you.